So a trade that you might have not even been able to pay attention to, or just it kind of slept up under the rug, but it has some decent ramifications for a team that was number one in the Western Conference last year. The Utah Jazz were able to ship Derrick Favors and a future first-round pick to the Oklahoma City Thunder for a future second-round pick. And you're like, Taliaferro, Derrick Favors ain't that much of a big difference maker. Why are you bringing this up? Well, here's the thing. The Jazz were able to decrease their tax bill, which would, in theory, give them money to keep Mike Conley, who's looking for a 3-year deal between $60 to $75 million. So we were wondering what that number would be on Mike, but now we know it. About between $60 and $75 million is the number, and that's what he's looking for to stay in Utah. You know, Mike gave you 16 points a game, about 6 assists a game. He was an all-star. He was an important piece to Utah. I wouldn't say the most important piece. I would also still say he's the most expendable piece, but Utah had great success last year, and they want to keep it going in the right direction. They don't want to fall back. So they're bringing it back. I would expect Mike Conley to agree to this deal immediately as free agency begins. I don't think it's going to take too long to get this one done. It works out for both teams. The Utah Jazz get a serviceable piece for the next 3 years while they continue to try to put more weapons around Donovan Mitchell and make this team more into a championship team. More than anything, the Jazz got caught by the health bug last year. Like a lot of teams, they have every right to think if we were healthy and the Clippers were healthy, we would have beat the Clippers straight up and down. They got every right to think that, right? So, I mean, that's the latest and the greatest out of Utah. They're looking pretty good to sign Mike Conley to a 3-year deal as free agency begins. I'll let you know once that bad boy becomes official. Teams can begin negotiating with players starting Monday. So I believe that'll be one of the ones that could get done immediately as soon as it turns 0-1 on wherever you're at in the world and free agency technically begins.